What is this? Some kind of YouTube video from photography life? Yes, it is, and it is good to be back again. When I posted our last YouTube video, which was quite a while ago at this point, I said that once we crossed 100,000 subscribers, I would be doing a giveaway of 100 handmade prints from my darkroom. We have since crossed the 100,000 subscriber mark, which on one hand was a huge milestone. It was very exciting, but on the other hand, it was kind of a wake-up call. It was clear that we had not been producing enough videos for you guys, and the last thing that I wanted to do was disappoint 100,000 people. That's the stuff of nightmares. So today, not only am I excited to share these prints with you, but I'm also happy to tell you that Photography Life, once again, is producing YouTube videos. Now, I'm not going to say that it's going to be a video every week, at least not at first, but it is a priority now for 2025 and onward. But today, let's look at these prints. So, on my right, I have a stack of 90 photos printed on 8x10" paper, and I've captured these photos with my 8x10 camera. So these are contact prints made in my darkroom, and over the last week, my entire apartment has been converted into the darkroom to create these prints. On the other hand, I have 10 photos printed on 12x16" paper, with a little bit of a border around them this time, and I took these photos on my 11x14 camera. So all 100 of these prints are contact prints from my large format camera. There was no digital step in the entire process. But today I want to share with you how you can get one of these prints, and I also want to share with you what that darkroom process looks like from start to finish. So let's go. Now this entire process begins under a red safe light. I'm using a red light here because the paper that I'm printing on is sensitive to blue and green wavelengths of light. This means I cannot do this process under a normal light bulb, but at least I don't have to do it in pitch darkness. So I take my negative, which is 8x10", and I place it directly on the darkroom paper. I then use a vacuum frame to sandwich the negative and the paper as close together as possible. This improves the sharpness of the print, and all that I need to do now is essentially burn the negative into the paper. I do this by turning on the light of my enlarger, and the amount of time that I turn on the enlarger, the amount of filtration that I put on the enlarger, all of that, this changes from photo to photo. But after I've figured out the proper settings for one print, I just need to dial in that exact same exposure each time that I print from that negative, and I'm going to end up with a print that has the right amount of exposure and the right amount of contrast. And then the image is now in the print. We just need to bring it out so that we can actually see it. I do that by putting the paper in a series of chemical baths. So we start with the developer, which allows the image to slowly form. And then we move on to the stop bath. This one's a very quick bath that just stops the development process. And then after draining that print, we move to the fixer. This last chemical bath is the one that makes the sheet of paper no longer sensitive to light. So after the print stays in the fixer for a little bit, I can turn the lights back on. And then the last step is just to wash off all these chemicals. I have a dedicated washer that does just that. And after it stays in the wash a little bit, it just has to air dry, and then it's ready to enjoy. And that's how you make a print in the darkroom. Just repeat that process 99 times and you'll end up with something that looks like this. Now, I did not print the same photo over and over 100 times. I actually started with more than a dozen different negatives. So if you're lucky enough to get one of these prints, it's going to be one of these photos. Which one will you get? You'll have to wait and see. Now, everything else that you need to know about this giveaway is in the description of this video. I'm going to be giving away 50 of these prints at a time, 12 hours apart, so if you missed the first set, be ready for the second set. Also, I'm giving away these prints completely for free, including shipping, as long as you live in the United States. If you live outside the United States, I'm still going to give away the print, but you'll have to pay for shipping. Now, if you didn't catch this giveaway, there will be more in the future. So follow us both on YouTube and on Patreon, and you'll never miss one of our giveaways. I hope that you've enjoyed this video and the behind-the-scenes look into the darkroom process. My name is Spencer Cox, this is Photography Life, and I'll see you next time.